Hello everyone, I'm Chrissy and welcome to my kitchen. Hi everyone, I'm Chrissy. Welcome to my kitchen. Actually welcome to my deck. I'm outside right now. We have a lot of noise inside, so I'm recording this from outside. So really quickly, I just want to let you know I have a new video for you guys. It is another $5 extreme budget challenge. 3 meals, 3 days, 1 person. And I spent $4.94, y'all. Like, of course I used my condiment bucket as always, but this time I did use 5 spices from my own home. I did not use any oils or fats. Oh, well, plus salt and pepper, but I don't count that as a spice. But if you want to, it would be 7. So I made eggs for every morning. So the first 2 mornings I made fried eggs, and that's the only ones that I show because the other 2 mornings I just made hard boiled. So I cooked all the food and then I just let everybody eat it in my house. So the hard-boiled eggs are still in our refrigerator, and we will probably more than likely be using them for deviled eggs in 2 days because I don't think the kids are going to eat them. And I can't eat everything that's in this budget right now. So I was going to make it for myself and eat it for 3 days, but it's Easter and everybody was raving about how good everything smelled, and so everybody just wanted some. So I was like, okay, you guys can just eat it. But I portioned it out into 3 days, 3 equal portions for 3 days, so you could get an idea of what you would have for 3 days with this meal plan. I hope you enjoy. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope I can keep bringing you good content. I ended up at this super Walmart it's in New York State. It's about 30 minutes from me drive, so it's not very far. And it makes it worth it because they have a lot of clearance items and their milk is so much cheaper there than New Jersey. Like here we pay $4 or $5 a gallon for milk, but if I drive 30 minutes away, it's $2.55 a gallon. So for me, the milk alone is worth it to drive to New York State. Even though I do pay, it's either 5 or 10 cents. I have to check the bottle, and I apologize, but I'll put it down below once I find out. But it's 5 or 10 cents bottle deposit in New York, which we don't have to do in New Jersey, but still, for that price, it's worth it. And so I hope you enjoy, and I hope you like this video, and I will keep trying to bring you more videos. And somebody commented and said that they wanted to see more of like our life and like where we live and like my family. And so I had I had all 3 of my boys on camera today and my husband again. And then we live in New Jersey. We live in North New Jersey. You can see the mountains behind me. We live on top of a really, really steep mountain, which I know everybody thinks about New Jersey and they don't think that there's mountains or anything pretty, but y'all, it's pretty. It's pretty out here. Not everything looks like urban and factories and what you might expect. We have black bears all the time. This is our backyard, and a lot of things going on back behind me, but that's our view of a mountain from our deck. And then if you want to see where we live, this is where we live. So we do live in North New Jersey. We are 45 minutes to an hour away from Manhattan. My husband does commute to Manhattan. There is a park and ride about 3-minute drive from our house. So it's very easy, very convenient. And this is where we wanted to have our dream home. So when we found our dream home, we decided that because we both worked in Manhattan, we wanted to live in tranquility. And so that's what we found. So now that you know a little bit more about me and my family and where we live, please comment in the comments. Please let me know, where do you guys live? Where are y'all from? How many kids do you guys have? Anything you want to tell me, everything you want to tell me. I love it. welcome to my kitchen, part of our family. As far as Easter dinner, what are you guys doing for Easter dinner? I've never made rack of lamb before, but I'm doing it this year. Go big or go home, right? I'm also making turkey and all the normal stuff. I'm not making a ham because I feel like I'll be too tired. But I am making a bunch of other things, so let me know what you guys are doing for Easter. We have a lot of people in our house, so I will be cooking the entire day. Let me know how you guys celebrate Easter. I would love to know. Thank you for coming by. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know anything that you want to see or what stores you would like me to go to. If they're in my area, I will go and I will make it work, and I will show you what budgeting what budgeting items I can find, what clearance items I can find. So yeah, thanks again, and I appreciate you. Bye. So I did not buy more eggs, but I did incorporate the price because I buy eggs in bulk. So 6 eggs were 84 cents, and I incorporated that price into my budget. The items I purchased were a box of macaroni and cheese, Great Value brand, and a can on clearance of mixed beans with chili sauce for 54 cents. And I did add this into my chili. I'm showing you all the ingredients and these serving sizes. And I picked up a can of green beans because we needed a vegetable of some sort. I need something green on my plate. So that's how I feel about it. And there are enough servings to last us. I picked up a pound of ground beef for $2.72, which is actually a good price for us here in New Jersey. But again, I bought this in New York State, so it's different there. I am going to be using paprika, chili, coriander. You could leave that out if you want to. Chopped onion is essential. Cumin, and then, of course, the condiment box. I love my condiment box, y'all. You know I do. You know I do. I don't use all of this, but I use a good portion of it. I was thinking about putting that Diablo sauce in my chili because it has like chipotle in it, but I'm not a big fan of chipotle, so I didn't use it. So here I am opening up the ground beef, a whole pound of ground beef. I wanted red meat in my meal this week. I decided that it was necessary this week. And so here I am, I'm breaking it up. I want it broken up. I want to stretch it as far as I can stretch it. And I want it broken up, and I want to make multiple meals out of it. Now, my original plan, which I messed up, I'm going to tell you the truth, I messed up. I was supposed to use part of the ground beef for 3 sliders that I was going to eat with my eggs, and the rest I was going to brown up, and use in my chili and part of it in my mac and cheese. And I forgot as I was cooking because I got distracted because my kids kept coming in and they distracted me. But that's okay because I still made it work. So here I am breaking up the ground beef, and now I'm separating just enough to make 3 sliders. And typically I don't use spices from my own home, or I try to use everything from my condiment box, but this week I had to use spices. But I use spices that I can get very easily for $1 or less. So, and I think that they're like common spices, so I think that it's okay. And if you're missing 1 or 2, it's not that important. So, here's my ground beef. Oh, I went to wash my hands. Sorry. I washed my hands a lot in this video because I kept touching meat. So if I disappear and you're just looking at blank screen for a little bit, I'm sorry. And guess what? I could not open the package, so I had to bring out my kitchen shears. My kitchen shears. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, so I'm using some granulated garlic that we got from the pizzeria. I mean, that always adds good flavor. I think garlic in any form adds good flavor, right? But I have to tell you, I use those dehydrated chopped onions in a bottle in everything I cooked basically today, and they were amazing. I didn't have it in my budget to buy an onion, but this bottle was incredible. And of course, crushed red pepper flakes, because if you've watched any video on my channel, you know I like things spicy. And it still wasn't spicy enough. You'll see me add a lot more crushed red pepper in a little bit. And in all honesty, that's just because, I grew up in West Texas and we like things a little spicy. So, yep, and you can see it now. The dehydrated onions are going into the ground beef along with some seasoning. I didn't really know how it would work out. I actually did, there's the cumin. I did actually buy some fire roasted tomatoes for 46 cents, but that put me over my budget by 40 cents. So I ended up not using them, and I used ketchup instead from my condiment box because I didn't want to go over. I wanted to show y'all a video with under $5 or just at $5 or whatever, as close as I could get without going over. And while that's happening, I got some water boiling for my mac and cheese. I'm breaking it up. I want it to cook down and I want it in small pieces. And like I said, I originally planned to use part of this ground beef mixed in with my mac and cheese and then make those little patties for breakfast. But I forgot. I was so distracted, y'all. When you have this many people in your house coming in and out of your kitchen talking to you while you're trying to focus on something, it's not easy. It really isn't. And so I got distracted and I forgot. And it's okay because I made it work. So this little amount of beef in my bowl is what I'm going to make my sliders with. And yes, I have a packet of A1. Kitchen shears come in clutch. That A1 added so much flavor. Like, so much flavor. And then with the dehydrated onions, it was just really phenomenal. So, I recommend it. I use garlic granules as well. And I've mentioned before, my husband and I go to Atlantic City and they give us condiments for our meals. And whatever you don't use, they have to throw away. So I just take them with me because that's how I build my condiment box. So that's how I got the A1 sauce, which came in clutch. Here's some crushed red pepper flake going in because you know I like things spicy and I didn't have much to work with. I used the rest of it back in my chili. I didn't really know where I was going exactly with these dishes, but I figured if I can get enough protein and enough fats and calories and enough filling fiber-filled meals, then I guess it would all work out, which actually I think it did. Now, of course, like I said earlier, I'm not eating this for 3 days because Easter dinner's coming and I'm making an enormous feast. So, everybody in the house was raving about the smells, how good it smelled. Oh, they wanted to eat it, they wanted to taste it. So I cooked all the meals at once and let them just go to town after my video. And of course, you know me and my black pepper. I love my crushed black pepper, my fresh ground. I love it. I don't like the regular ground, like the regular black pepper that you get. I'm not a fan. But I'm just gonna render down my meat, and this was 80-20, but it didn't put off really very much grease at all. But what grease it did put out, I utilized. You'll see that later. I didn't have any fruit in this video, which I normally try to put fruit, but I spent $4.94, and I was going to try to buy one jalapeno, like a tiny jalapeno, but they were all out of jalapenos at my Super Walmart. So I wasn't able to do that. So I still had 6 cents left over, but that's okay. That's okay. We spent under $5 and we came out with some amazing dishes, y'all. I was a little worried about carbs because I need carbs to function. Like, I can't think straight without carbs. And I have friends that are like on keto diets or Atkins diets, and I just can't do it. I have to have carbs or my brain stops functioning for whatever reason. I can't do it. All respect to them that can. I personally just cannot. So I'm making the mac and cheese. The water's boiling. I'm going to cook the noodles to just at al dente. And I do have some Parmesan packets from the pizzeria, so I'm going to add that in. And I do have the half and halves from, I think it was when we went and got coffee and we asked for extra creamers on the side. And they gave us a ton of them. I think I had like 8 or 9. That really helped out. And then I saved some of the starchy water, which you'll see in a little bit. But right now I'm just cooking the meat down with some seasoning, letting the noodles boil. I want everything to be flavorful so that you don't feel like you're missing out or you don't feel like you're eating on a budget. And when you're eating the same meal every day for 3 days, even if you mix it up and have the chili for lunch or for dinner, or the slider and mac and cheese with green beans for lunch or for dinner, it's still the same thing. So I want it to be like a punch of flavor so that you don't feel like you're missing out. That's important to me. And I think it's important to a lot of people. So here I am making the sliders. And again, they're pretty tiny, and I probably could have made them bigger and used a little less meat in my chili, but I wanted my chili to be really filling because I like my last meal of the day to be very filling. That way I don't wake up in the morning just like famished. So I really wanted the chili to pack a big punch and be very filling, lots of fiber, lots of protein. So that's where I stood on that. But like I said, my original idea was to make these sliders to eat with my eggs for breakfast and split that meat, mix some in with my mac and cheese and leave some for my chili. But after a bit, I realized that might not be enough meat to stretch out. So I went a different route. And I'm not a big breakfast person. I guess some people are. I'm really not. One hard-boiled egg or like a hard-boiled egg and a piece of cheese is more than enough to sustain me for the morning. I'm just really not big on breakfast. So there I'm gonna let my burgers rest so they don't fall all apart in my pan. My noodles are cooking and my chili meat is still just going to town. Um, I think I was really dead set about getting meat into this meal. And I know I could have bought the $1.28 chorizo and made that stretch, but I wanted some good red meat, ground beef, or I was even willing if I could find a good couple of pork chops for really cheap, but this ground beef was the best deal I could find, so I just made it work. That was, when you're on a budget, that's what you do. You find what you can and you make it work. Okay, so here's the green beans, and of course with my nails I'm having a struggle opening it, so I grab a butter knife to help pop it open. So for my green beans, I'm going to pop them in a little pan. I'm draining off about half of the liquid that's in the can, And then I'm going to put it in this small saucepan with some more dehydrated onions, some granulated garlic. There we go. And some salt, pepper, and crushed red pepper flakes. Not a whole packet, just a few. Just for flavor. I don't have butter, so anything that will help give it flavor is a good thing, really. So I'm checking on my chili meat, checking on my noodles, just keeping an eye on everything. Um, and while my sliders are still resting, this is a long video for me. I don't usually make videos this long, but I have done $5 budget videos, extreme budgeting, in the past, and I think this one might be my favorite. I think this one would have been more filling than some of my others. Oh, there's the granulated garlic, and I'm gonna put in some crushed red pepper flakes and some salt and pepper. You'll see that, and let it just rehydrate those chopped onions, give it some more flavor. I didn't have it in my budget to buy an onion, so like I said, I spent $4.94, and I did not have. What can you buy for 6 cents? Like I said, I was gonna try to buy one pepper, the smallest pepper I could find, but they were all out, completely out at my store. So I'm just flavoring with what I've got. So there's some crushed red pepper flake. I'm gonna save the rest of that. Yep, save it for the next thing. And my chili wasn't spicy enough, so I ended up dumping it in that later. I think so. I make chili pretty often, and everybody in my house, everybody I know that's ever eaten my chili really loves it. But this chili is different. It's, budget chili, but it's still good, y'all. It's still good. In fact, it got pretty rave reviews. Yeah, I didn't even struggle with this can. I just grabbed the knife right back out because I wasn't going to struggle. So here's the beans. It's mixed beans in a chili sauce. And I was about to dump it and I said, oh, wait, I forgot something. Wait a second. Look at what I forgot. I forgot a tomato compound, something, whatever. I forgot to put something tomatoey. So I picked up one of our Sir Kensington ketchup condiments, and I dumped that in, and I scrape it as best as I can, and then whatever's left in the jar. Oh, that jar was hard to open, you guys. Here's a little more about me. I had a spine surgery, so my hand is a little weaker. I was paralyzed on the right side of my body for a short time after my injury, and so I'm pretty weak on my right side. So it took me a little bit to open that, but that's okay. I got it. I didn't have to ask for help. I got it. So I'm scraping in all the ketchup, and I'm going to add some hot water to the jar, this tiny little condiment jar. Shake it up because we don't want to waste any flavor, right? Because you know my saying, we don't waste flavor in this house. Maybe one day I will get YouTube famous and I'll have merch that says, we don't waste flavor in this house. That would be super cool. Maybe one day I'll strive for that. So here I am with some water, shaking it up, getting the last bit of that ketchup out of there. This is good ketchup, y'all. If you've never had Sir Kensington, it is good. You need to try it. It's all pure flavors. It's all pure ingredients. It's really good. And it has like a depth of flavor that really added to this dish. I promise you it did. And if you've seen any of my videos, I'm not a ketchup fan. But I am a fan of Sir Kensington. So here I'm just stirring it around, kind of like you would with like a tomato paste, like blossoming the flavors. Now it's time to dump that can of mixed beans with chili sauce. I'm also going to put water in this and rinse out every single bit of flavor out of that can, because why? We don't waste flavor in this house. And so here I am trying to scrape out every single little bean and get some water. Stir it around, get every bit of flavor out of that can, pour it in so it can reduce and make delicious, delicious chili. Oh, it's going to be so good, you guys. It's going to be so good. Now I don't have the green beans cooking yet because I don't want them to get even more mushy. Like, I'm not a big fan of canned vegetables. I prefer to buy fresh or frozen, but, you know, canned worked in our budget, so that's what we went with. So, noodles are still going. They're not done yet, but they're getting close. And, where did I go? Oh, I went to get water. Yep, there it is. Got all the flavor out of that can and pour it in. In a minute, I'll taste for salt and seasoning and spiciness. And it won't be enough, so I'll add more because it's never enough for me. But I try to make it not too much for anyone else eating the food. But for me, it's almost never spicy enough. Okay, so my macaroni is done, so I'm going to strain that. But I am going to save some of that starchy water because I don't have any butter. And I'm not using any fat for my house, so I'm using some starchy water along with these mini creamers that I happen to have in my condiment box that are shelf stable in order to make this mac and cheese. Can you see it there? You can see that. Yeah, there's some starchy water in there. You can see that. And then I have to do the tedious job of opening all of these creamers, you guys. But it's okay because they were free, and you know, milk, dairy's expensive. So I don't know how many there are. I think there's like 8 or 9. I can't really tell from the video right now, but I think there's 8 or 9. So I have to stir up my chili that I have on the stove. I'm cooking that in a cast iron because I think cast iron just makes everything taste better. So I cook the chili in the cast iron. And now I have to do the tedious job of opening all of these creamers. Oh, wait, first I'm getting a tasting spoon and tasting for flavors and salt. And I was not happy. And you'll see that because I'm going to add a lot more seasoning in a minute. I'm real particular. I've mentioned it on probably every single video. I just really like spice. I was born in Southern California, grew up in West Texas. We like spice. We like spice. It's just one of those things. Oh, and I guess I needed more garlic. So 2 more packets of garlic granules went in. And there they go, dumped in. What else am I going to do at this point? Probably salt, I'm guessing. Let's see what I do. Oh, yeah, salt. That's what I'm reaching for. I'm going to stir up my noodles a little bit. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm asking my husband to get me the table salt because I bought a box of kosher salt and my kids put it on my pantry where I can't reach. And so I was like, just quick, hand me the table salt. I prefer to cook with kosher salt though. But in a pinch, whatever you have works as long as it has flavor. And here I am. I'm like seasoning with salt, and I'm dumping the half and halves into the mac and cheese. And what is that? What do I have here? Crushed red peppers. I guess I decided it wasn't spicy enough, so it needed some more crushed red peppers. And that's that container that I saved earlier after I put a little bit in the green beans. So now I'm adding it to the chili. Oh, it needs more cumin, and I believe that because I'm a big fan of cumin. I like the smokiness, I like the earthiness, I like the depth of flavor it delivers. So in my chili, cumin is a big deal. So stir it up so that all those spices can get all mellow together with everything. And keep pouring in the half and halves. And I'm shaking every last drop out, y'all. Like, you don't know. I'm shaking every last drop because I pushed it a little this time by using 5 seasonings that I don't typically use from my house. I try to do everything from the condiment box, but to make chili, man, you need a little extra. recipe. And every seasoning I used, you can get at Dollar Tree for $1 or at Walmart for 98 cents. They're very easily obtainable, very readily available, and very affordable. So I figured, okay, this time we're gonna push it a little bit. And then I put a lot of fresh ground pepper because that's what I like, and then just a little bit of salt because I'm putting some pizzeria Parmesan cheese into this mac and cheese, which you'll see in just a moment. And there it is. I'm putting 2 packets of Parmesan cheese in just to add some saltiness and a little extra cheesy flavor that you wouldn't normally expect from a boxed mac and cheese. And so I'm going to put that in, mix it up, and then add the cheese sauce packet. So that's what's happening here, except this Parmesan cheese was like sticking to the packet because it's very fatty and it's actually really delicious. And so I dumped that in, and then I had to keep an eye on the chili. See, I'm still struggling getting it out, but it's working. And that one I cut on the side and the top just to help dump it all in and not waste any of that delicious Parmesan cheese flavor. And get it all mixed in with the salt and pepper. Now, I typically would add just a dash of cayenne, but I wanted to keep it 5 spices or less. And because I thought that coriander was important, which it could be swapped out easily. But I left the cayenne out. And here I am sprinkling in the cheese sauce powder flavor. Now, if you watch my other video, my kids made macaroni and cheese, but they didn't use the cheese sauce. I don't know what they did, but I do have an extra packet of cheese powder, mac and cheese powder flavoring sauce, and I didn't use it this time because I didn't think it was necessary, and I didn't have enough milk, so it's still in my condiment box. Maybe we'll make something with that later on. Maybe my next video. I'm going to try to keep that in mind for my next video. If I buy some pasta and make something, I can always make mac and cheese with that cheese sauce. So you'll have to come back, check out my next video, and see if I did it. So everything's just kind of simmering away and waiting on me. And I'm waiting on it. Just making all the flavors meld together. The macaroni and cheese was a little bit dry, so I decided to add a touch of warm water because I wanted it a little more creamy. And without the butter, I felt like it was lacking something, so the water helped make it creamier and make it all come together a little better, so that worked out well. And using the half and half, it probably needed a little extra, and because I was using the starchy water, it definitely needed a little extra water to thin it out just a bit. So that made it perfect. So I'm going to set that aside and focus on something new. And those sliders have been sitting there for about roughly 25-30 minutes. So they're totally ready to be cooked. So here comes my tiny little frying pan because I'm going to cook these sliders next. So that mac and cheese looks good, nice and creamy, very warm. It is time to get this little frying pan hot so we can cook these sliders. Now, if you remember from earlier, these sliders have some crushed red pepper, some garlic granules, 1 packet of A1 sauce, and some dehydrated onion. And when I tell you, I put these in this pan and they smelled so good. The scent that came off of them just made my mouth water. They were really, really good. Now I'm cleaning up my mess a bit while I wait for that pan to get hot. Because I want it hot so it gives this nice sear and caramelization. And then in a minute you'll see I put the lid on it and turn the heat off so that it kind so that it kind of like steams through. I like my burgers medium rare. I like them nice and pretty rare on the inside, but a lot of my family doesn't. They like it more on the like medium side. So I figured after I sear them real nice and beautiful, I'll put the lid on and let them steam the rest of the way through. They came out absolutely delicious, perfect, moist, tender, just, they were awesome. So here I'm putting some salt and some pepper to join the crushed red pepper flake and the pepper, and the granulated garlic that's in the green beans, along with the chopped onion. And I'm gonna, I put the fire on underneath, stir it up. These actually came out really well. Like I said earlier, I don't really prefer canned vegetables, but this tasted really good. My 3 sliders are excited to jump into this pan. And so I'm going to check and see if the pan is warm enough. In the meantime, I'm washing my hands again, so I'll be back in a second. Actually, when I cook, I don't realize how many times I stop and wash my hands again, which, obviously is a good thing, but I guess I didn't realize how many times I do that. And when I record videos like this, then I start realizing how many times I step away to go wash my hands. And it usually averages between 6 and 12, depending on what I'm cooking. Like, if I'm cooking with chicken, it's probably closer to 12. And if I'm cooking something without meat, it's closer to 6. But it varies, and I'm taking a long time to do that. I'm also waiting for the pan to get hot, but now I'm sure it's probably searing.
Grab the condiment box so I can dump it back in there, please.
Here I am back, and I'm going to pop these on. I'm trying not to touch them because obviously I don't want to go for another hand wash. So I'm using the spatula to pop them into the pan. And like I said, I want a nice caramelization and a great hard sear on the outside, and then I'll pop a lid on and steam them through, because I prefer that good caramelization, that nice sear on basically all of my beef. I just really like it. I usually would cook it in a cast iron, but at the moment I have my chili in my small cast iron, so it wasn't worth it to dirty another cast iron, because then I have to wash it and season it. And if anybody is used to doing that, I guess it's not horrible, but it's still a hassle. So I just used a small frying pan. And then also I decided that I was going to use the fat from the sliders to fry some eggs. And I do that in a little bit, and you'll see, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I wanted it in a non-stick so I could do my eggs. Which also, in all honesty, my eggs actually come out more non-stick in a well-seasoned cast iron than in my non-stick skillet. So take that for what you will. And so everything's just working on the stove, and I'm trying to get my chili to simmer and make some delicious flavors. Now, when I usually make chili, I do add beer. I do add a lot more flavor than I did in this one, but this one still came out really delicious, you guys. Like, y'all, it was so good. Oh, can you see that browning, that caramelization, that good sear I got on those 3 sliders? So yummy. And the smell, just wafting from the pan, was amazing. The whole house smelled so good. The A1 sauce that I mixed into those burgers really came through, and those dehydrated onions, it was such a hit. And you'll see that later, because I have some taste testers on camera. I didn't have to bribe them or pay them or threaten them. I just asked really nicely and told them that some of the folks that watched my channel would like to see them. So they were willing to be my guinea pigs and be on camera. Okay, so my chili's done, so I'm going to plate it up. So I was thinking of just plating everything in the same bowl, but I actually wanted to save some and in case anybody didn't want to eat it. So I measured it out scoop for scoop, and I made 3 equal bowls. But 2 went into containers with lids. But they ended up getting eaten tonight anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's a real healthy serving of chili. Ground beef, onions, beans, high in fiber, super delicious. Oh, and there's my lid going onto my burgers. I turn the heat off and just let them steam in their own heat. Turn the heat on the green beans down because I don't want them to overcook. And with canned vegetables, they're already, kind of mushy, and that's why they're not my favorite. But at 50 cents a can for 3.5 servings, we are all over that. So here I am measuring it out again, scoop by scoop, making sure I get the same amount in each bowl or container. And this chili was a hit, y'all. Like, every single person in my house just loved it. A couple of people did say that it wasn't as good as my normal chili, but it was still amazing and delicious, so I appreciate that. I thought it was pretty tasty. It wasn't as spicy as my normal chili because I didn't get to use any cayenne or any fresh hot peppers because I really like doing that, or any fresh ground dried peppers, or I like to put as many peppers as possible in my cooking. And like I said before, I just like spicy so much. So I'm flipping the burgers while they're steaming. I don't want them to get too dark on one side, and I want them to cook evenly on each side so that the middle is equally pink. And I'm gonna keep on serving up this chili, and you're going to see. I am so serious about not wasting flavor. I grab a spatula and scrape out the last of the sauce. Oh, there it is. See, I'm serious about saving flavor. I don't like to waste in our house if all possible, and so I scrape every bit of that flavor into our bowls because I think it's delicious. Why waste something that's delicious and that costs money? I know it seems minuscule, but it adds to it. It does. I promise. And there was just enough left to go into my serving bowl for tonight, so I scraped that into there, and now I have to set these aside while I finish up the rest of the meals. So in the meantime, I'm going to let these cool. Now I think that if you wanted to save some of your macaroni and cheese, you could mix some of it in and make kind of like a chili mac, because those servings of macaroni and cheese you're going to see in just a minute, they're huge servings. Like, I would not be able to eat that much, but if I mixed in just 1 scoop with my chili and made like a cheesy chili mac, that would be so yummy, and it would stretch my chili even further. So there's an idea for you. Because this serving of macaroni and cheese that you're about to see on this plate is just very, very abundant. The box says that it serves 3.5 servings, but for me, that was probably 5 servings, if not more. Oh, and in my condiment box, so when I do order soups to go, I get crackers and breadsticks and whatnot on the side, and I typically don't eat them, so I throw them in my condiment box. So that is going to go really, really nicely with my chili today. And now let me pull down a plate. And I made a faux pas here. I usually don't use these plates on my videos because they have the red ring. I do have the all white dishes, which is the majority of my dishes, but I was gifted a box of these Corelle dishes with the red ring on the outside, and I don't usually use them in my videos because I like the white I like the food to stand out against the white background of the plate. But it was just a lot going on trying to cook all of this food at the same time. So now, when I tell you this abundance of macaroni and cheese, I'm going to distribute it equally, and look how much it delivers. And it's so good and creamy, and it's actually really delicious. And it's actually really flavorful because of the parm that I put in it. So here I am scooping it out into different containers, the same equal amount, which I think is just a lot. It was a lot. That's why I said if you mix some in, even if it was just one night, and you mix in a big scoop into your chili, and you made a cheesy chili mac, that would be so yummy. I would be down for that. I don't know, do you guys ever eat chili mac? I do. I usually make chili, and then I add some tomatoes or rotel and a little more seasoning, and then add some cooked elbow noodles just to stretch the meal and feed the family another night without having to really strain myself providing food. And so I'm going to distribute this equally and put one slider per plate and split the green beans in thirds per dish. And I am scraping out every last drop and every last noodle, y'all. Like, I am not wasting, I promise you that. But look how much macaroni that is for one meal. Is that a lot to y'all? Let me know in the comments. To me, it seems like it's a lot. I'm not sure. Let me know. Let me know what your opinion is. And then, of course, the slider is small. But we were working with what we had to work with, right? And we had plenty of protein throughout the day. So one very tasty slider is plenty. Very, very flavorful. So, and it's at least a couple of ounces, and it was pretty good. I mean, they kind of raved over it, so I guess it was more than pretty good. I'm trying to make room in the containers, you guys, because there's so much mac and cheese. Now I need to split these green beans in thirds. Move my dirty dishes aside. Oh, I made so many dishes today. Okay, now I'm going to split these green beans in thirds. Look at that. You see those onions rehydrated? You can see the crushed red pepper, the garlic, the salt, the pepper. These are actually very good, especially for canned green beans. Like, I have to tell you, the seasoning make all the difference. I apologize that this video is so long, and the reason I'm apologizing is because I guess maybe I should have edited a little bit better, but I didn't. I forgot to turn my camera off and on at some point, so... But it's okay, because this is the first time that I feel like I don't have to rush through my video talking, because I do feel like I do that quite often, so... I hope you stick around for the whole video and watch everything.
Andrew!
So here are my 3 servings of my slider, mac and cheese, and string beans. Look how much food that is. That's a big plate, y'all. That's a big plate. And I do have some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, some more A1, and I do have some spicy buffalo sauce from McDonald's. So you can add whatever sauces and condiments you have. Actually, nobody did. They said that the slider was so flavorful, they didn't need anything else. So we didn't add anything else. Okay, so here's all of my meals portioned out. I'm going to show you what I did with my eggs the first day. The rest of the days I just hard boiled them. Nobody's gonna eat the hard boiled eggs. I might tomorrow for breakfast, but probably not. I'll just save them and add them to our deviled egg dish for Easter Sunday. But here I am frying up 2 eggs, and I'm frying them in this burger grease that also has, the dehydrated onions and the A1 sauce. And they may not be beautiful, but they're gonna be flavorful, that's for sure. And if you watch the video to the end, you'll see that one of my kids, actually 2 of them, do not like over medium eggs because they don't like runny yolk. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Runny yolk. But they do eat it and enjoy it. In fact, one of my kids said, I need to make it this way from now on, which obviously I won't be doing, but he enjoyed it so much that he is requesting it this way from now on. So I'm just frying up 2 eggs. The other 2 days, it's just deviled eggs, but you can cook your eggs any which way you want. In one of my videos, I did a mosh podge of fry and poach in oil in water because I didn't have any oils or fats. And that came out really delicious. I just had to drain them on a paper towel. And if you watch that video, you'll see how that was done. Or you can just scramble them with no fat if you have a good cast iron that's well seasoned, or if you have a very good non-stick skillet. My non-stick is still kind of sticky, so I prefer not to scramble in them. You can see my egg moving around. So this is my non-stick skillet, but I'm cooking it in burger fat, so it's pretty greasy, we'll say. But it apparently had really delicious flavors because everybody seemed to enjoy it. I think that had I scrambled it, they might have had even more favorable, or maybe not, because they just really liked it the way it was. But boiling the other 4 eggs, so 2 eggs every morning, plus these meals, it's a very well comprised 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day for 3 days for under $5 for one person. It's definitely going to keep you full. It definitely has the calorie content that you need, and it has fiber. There are some vegetables, no fruits, unfortunately. It wasn't in my budget, but lots of protein and some carbs, which I do need some carbs, you guys, because I told you I need carbs to function. I don't know. I tried to do the carb-free diet once, many moons ago, and my brain just didn't work. Hey, you guys, comment below. Did anybody else feel that way? Or can you do no carbs and still have brain function? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I know that, like, different blood types and everybody's different. But for me, I need some carbs. And I do love cheese. And with no cheese on this slider, the cheesy mac and cheese helped with that. It made me not miss a bun or cheese. And so it made me feel like I was still eating an actual burger, even though I wasn't. But it was really delicious. And so I'm just frying up my second egg. And I know they look a little funky because they're kind of brown, but that's from the A1 sauce and the burger fat. So I'm just going to package up all these leftovers, which actually did get eaten today, so I have no leftovers. And like I said, I wasn't going to eat them for 3 days because I knew Easter Sunday is coming and I'm making this entire huge feast. I don't know if I'll record it. I would love to. I'd love to record it, but anybody that makes YouTube videos will know, like, it's just so hard to cook and record at the same time and have everything come out perfectly. It's just not an easy thing. So as much as I know the struggle, I just appreciate everyone that I've watched, everyone that I follow. I watch Fit Frugal Mom, I watch Mindy Mom, I watch so many different moms that just kick behind in the kitchen, recording and making meals. I don't know how y'all do it so well, and then edit and upload. You guys are, like,
Yeah, these are on sale. Buy two, get two free.
I'm a super fan, so just know that, because it's not easy. So here's my eggs done, and then in a few minutes I'm going to have some taste testing by my 3 boys and my husband. A couple other people in my house did eat the food, but they're camera shy. So I did have as many people as were willing to hop on camera and meet you guys. So in a moment you'll see them and meet them, and I hope you like this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope that you let me know what you want to see,
Andrew,
what was about this video, and what you'd like to see in the future. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long video, and I appreciate you so much.
Put a mask on, nigga. Put a mask on, nigga. Hey, hold on, sit down. Hold on, 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute myself. Yes, ma'am. Just hold on. Mom got me on her YouTube, so don't, like, mute yourself for like 2 seconds. You heard that? Oh. You heard that?
Clearly you heard if you muted.
Just mute yourself for 2 seconds, because Mom about to put me on her YouTube. Alright, cool. I'll let you know when I'm muted up.
You guys already opened the market.
Alright, come on. Wait, I need to put
himself one today.
my hair all fucked up.
Is your shirt clean at least? No, why is it yellow?
Mustard.
Oh my gosh.
Ketchup. Leave me alone.
So here we have it. Before we go into the taste test, here are the 2 fried eggs, the chili, and the mac and cheese slider and grilled cheese. Here are the packaged containers with all the different sauces, whatever you like on your meals, whatever you have in your condiment box. If you have some crackers, some breadsticks, whatever you have, please add them for some extra. That's the one that I cooked in the burger fat with A1.
Mm-hmm. You can taste the burger fat.
I know you don't really like fried eggs that much. You prefer scrambled, but tastes good. Okay, next. So for lunch, you can either do chili with a cracker or the mac and cheese, green beans, and a slider with A1, sweet baby Ray's, or spicy buffalo. What would you think you would rather have for lunch?
Oh, the beans.
The chili?
Yeah, I like chili.
Okay, try the chili out. Oh, let me step back. Step this way, please.
Yeah, she already makes good chili, really.
What'd you say?
We already know you make good chili.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, all the way.
Okay, come here, come here. Now try this one. Okay, this is a huge serving of macaroni and cheese. One little A1 slider with some dehydrated onions in it, and some green beans with dehydrated onions, which are now rehydrated, and some garlic powder and some crushed red pepper.
You said it's dehydrated onions?
Yeah, it's just chopped onions in a bottle because I didn't have it in my budget to buy an onion.
Yeah, you can still taste it though. That's good.
It's good?
Yeah, like all of it's good. I
So,
like the chili the
do
most,
you
though.
think that would fill you up for one day?
The chili, yeah. The slider, no. I probably didn't need 2 or 3, but
Even
not
with
on
all
a
that mac and cheese?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
With
wouldn't get that much mac and cheese.
Okay, and then
But I wouldn't choose a fried egg. Like, I'll pass on that.
you'd have scrambled or hard boiled. I get you. But let me ask you this. Come this way, please. Now, do you know that there are 3 meals for 3 days for only $5 right here?
And with
Actually,
that chili, you can make rice with it.
well, if you have that in your budget or you have it on your pantry staples. Okay, thank you for being my taste tester. Bye. Okay, Cameron, I got you some fresh silverware, so take this. Sorry, this is my son, Cameron, my 16-year-old. And let's start with the egg. I cooked it in burger fat that had a bunch of A1 and lots of flavor. Can you taste the burger and the A1? Is it good? Okay, now, nope. I have a clean fork for you. Here's a spoon. You can try the chili with crackers. What do you think?
Good.
Does it taste like my regular chili? Not quite. I know it's not as spicy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I kept trying to get it spicier, but I was only working with mostly the condiment box and just a couple of staple. Okay, get your new fork and grab that plate.
On the plate?
You could either use A1 or Sweet Baby Ray's, or you could eat it just like that. Wow. Okay.
Go.
That's good. Now, tell me, what would you eat for lunch and what would you eat for dinner? Would you eat the chili for dinner or for lunch? Your mouth is so full.
Lunch, dinner.
So to clarify, you're saying that you would eat this for lunch
Mm-hmm.
and this for dinner. You think the chili would be more filling?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to get he ate all the sliders, so there's none for you to try, Bryce. Do you want to try the other stuff?
Sure.
Okay, let me get you some clean silverware. Okay, and this is my other son, my almost 18-year-old, Bryce. He doesn't typically like fried eggs unless they're fried hard, but he wants to try it today. Even Andrew liked it.
That's sausage in there.
It's not sausage. I cooked it in the fat and juices from the slider. Does it taste like it has sausage?
Yeah.
It tastes meaty?
What's that? I think you should make eggs like that.
I should make eggs like that more often, even though they look a little bit strange.
They don't look strange to me. They just look like eggs.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's it.
You now move on to the chili. Whoa, that was a big bite. What do you think? Is it good?
How's that kick you put in it?
Oh, you can taste a kick? Okay. I didn't. I kept trying. Okay, now try the other plate. I know he left you a couple of crumbles from the slider. He ate all of it. Cameron got greedy.
Yeah, but
It is a lot of mac and cheese, though, for a serving. That's a good amount. That will help keep you full. And you won't miss the cheese from the burger not having it. Try the green beans. Okay, what's your favorite thing?
The egg.
The egg is your favorite thing? Wow! Okay, you liked everything? You thought it was good?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Well,
you shopped with me, so you know for a fact that this cost $4.94. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna edit this video and get it up to share. If you want to eat the leftovers, you can. There's stuff boxed up.
so that was just leftovers?
No, that was just the trying meal. Those. Let me show you. This was the tasting meal. Hold on. I wanted y'all to try the breakfast, the lunch, and the dinner. This is what's left after everybody tasted. But this is one slider, mac and cheese, and green beans. So is this. And this is chili with crackers, and this is chili with breadsticks. Little breadsticks. These are those things I get when I get soups when I order soups from the diner. And I never eat them. Okay.
It smells awesome. Really good.
You like it?
Delicious.
It has enough flavor?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try this slider here. Really nice.
It has A1 and garlic powder,
flavors,
crushed
good
red
flavors.
pepper. Has a lot of stuff on it. I know you're not a fan of that box mac and cheese, so you don't have to taste that. It's the same. I didn't have butter, and I had some coffee creamers, and so I used some of the starchy water and some coffee creamers to make that mac and cheese.
You're so what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for.
Innovative?
Innovative, crafty.
Crafty. So you like everything?
Really good.
So 3 servings of all of that, plus for breakfast 2 eggs, and it cost $4.94. 3 meals, 3 days, 1 person. $4.94.
That's awesome. Like Oscar wants some too, huh?
And it's full of ground beef. Like, ground beef is so expensive, especially here in Jersey.
You have another customer down here.
Oh, our puppy. She wants them too. Okay, signing off. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and